Here's Check on Stores we're following for you today on Robin Hood Radio. Dan Henry's forecast for the tri-state region: sunny, hot, and humid today, low 90s. Hot and humid tomorrow, plenty of sun, mid-90s, feeling like 100 or more. Thursday, clouds building with scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And then on Friday, hot, not as humid, low in the 90s. We'll check the full details on the forecast in just a few moments. Taking a look at stories that we're following for you today on Robin Hood Radio. Sunday marked 5 years since Southington resident Michael Gagnon died at the age of 22 from an opioid overdose. His mother made her stance clear that the bulk of Connecticut's first $11 million payment from the landmark $26 billion opioid settlement against the country's top pharmaceutical companies should be invested in educating students on the dangers of drugs. The $11 million payment is the first Connecticut will receive over 18 years for a total of $300 million, the largest funding award possible after all 169 state municipalities signed up for the settlement, according to officials. Funds will go towards expanding access to prevention, intervention, and treatment and recovery programs. The settlement came out of a lawsuit alleging the nation's top pharmaceutical companies, Johnson & Johnson, AmerisourceBergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson, generated massive profits from exaggerating the benefits of opioid medications to hide their dangers. As Ruth Epstein reported yesterday on the Republican American Report, residents and officials have shared concerns and given input on the affordable housing project in Salisbury. Concerns about that proposal to allow the Salisbury Housing Committee right-of-way access to over 150-foot strip of land to pave the way for the East Railroad Street Affordable Housing Project were interspersed with supportive applause for the plan during an informational meeting on Saturday morning. Now, a town meeting to vote on the request is scheduled for Thursday, July 28th at 7:30 at the Salisbury Congregational Church. 70 residents attended the session held at the meeting room of the church to hear details and offer comments and questions. A site visit to the property, which extends past Fowler Street on East Railroad Street in the center of town, was held prior to the meeting. Former Selectman Jim Dresser has donated the 5-acre parcel on which 18 to 20 units are planned. Peter Halley, chairman of the committee, started off the meeting by stating the group agrees with suggestions that an advisory group of neighbors be formed to provide input on the project. Joycelyn Ayer, a committee member and housing advocate, gave the overview of the need for affordable housing in the town, pointing out that staffing businesses and schools, as well as emergency organizations, has now become difficult. The site being considered, said Ayer, could accommodate 44 units, but the committee is proposing only 18 to 20. Ava Slotnick, an architect who serves on the committee, explained a thorough traffic study will be done as part of the process. Eventually, the application will go through deep scrutiny by the Planning and Zoning Commission and inland wetlands. Funding for the project is expected to come from the state, but cannot be applied for until access is secured. During the comment period, Sean Grace, whose house is nearby the proposed construction area, said the prospect of 20 or more cars going in and out will change the nature of the area. He and others brought up the fact that Faith House, which is another of the committee's projects, has not been well maintained. Amy Longley said she's concerned that once the buildings are up, the state doesn't have the money to maintain them, and assured her that there is funding for maintenance. Longley, who lives in the neighborhood, said she will be impacted by the additional traffic on the road. When one woman brought up the threat of possible increased drug use due to the housing, Ayer said the topic for the day was only access issues. Some others said they are concerned about the number of units could significantly increase over time. New York State COVID cases have surged 21%. Officials are renewing pushes to improve vaccine and booster rates. New York's weekly total leaped 21%, reporting 52,949 new COVID-19 cases, ending Sunday, up from 43,641 the week before. New York ranked 16th among states whose coronavirus was spreading the fastest on a per-person basis, according to the USA Today. The state of Massachusetts will unveil a huge $4.3 billion economic development package. Senators will vote on Thursday on that package that would double the House-approved investment in human service provider rates and affordable housing construction and take a different route to long-awaited tax reforms. Top Senate Democrats on Monday outlined the contours of the bill that'll hit the chamber floor later in the week, combining bonding, federal relief funds, and surplus state budget dollars in a single spending package that also features permanent tax changes. The legislation would spread investments out across the state, focusing in particular on health and human services. Taking a look at some meetings going on today in our region. In Sharon, the Housing Authority has a meeting at 5 p.m. In Salisbury, it's Family Fun Night at the Grove. That happens tonight from 4:30 until 7:30. Also, the Board of Finance quarterly and end of fiscal year meeting will be held tonight at 5:30. Falls Village, the Board of Education has a special meeting via Zoom. That is tonight at 4:30. There is a Zoom link on the town's website. In Cornwall, the Board of Selectmen have a Zoom meeting. That is tonight at 7:30. And a reminder, the Rose Algren Art Show artist deadline is July 20th. If you're a Cornwall artist and you want to be included on the web, rosealgrenartshow.org. Remember, the show is open only to Cornwall residents 18 years and older. Once again, taking a look at the musical events going on in our towns this week. Coming up tomorrow, Great Barrington will host their summer concert series at the gazebo behind Town Hall on Main Street, as the Eagles Trombone Ensemble will take center stage from 5:30 till 7. Meanwhile, in Sharon, the Sharon Park and Recreation Sharon Summer Concert Series will continue tomorrow. Coming up tomorrow will be Larry Stone and Friends, Americana and Blues. More information, sharonparkandrecreation.org. The Sunset Music Series and Car Cruise in North Canaan, which runs on Thursday evenings from 6 till 9 p.m., rain or shine, will feature Scarecrow coming up this Thursday. And in Kent, the 2022 Summer Concert Series held at the parking lot of Kent Land Trust Field on Route 7 on Thursdays from 6 to 7:30. Coming up this Thursday, the Carlson Family Band. You can support Kent's Food Bank by bringing a non-perishable item for collection at the event. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgan's at the Interlaken, interlakeninn.com. You'll also find them on Facebook and Instagram. They feature a nightly menu. They also have a tapas menu and dinner specials nightly, interlakeninn.com, and by Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com. Dow Jones Industrial Average starts off the day today at 31,072.61, the NASDAQ at 11,360.05, and the S&P 500 at 3830.85. We'll take a look at the tri-state forecast. That'll come your way in just a few moments.